What is going on, Wolfpack Nation? Welcome back to another edition of the Tuffy Talk live show, y'all. We are excited, y'all, to be sitting here 1-0. I know it's not a pretty 1-0, but at the end of the day, y'all, we're sitting here 1-0. So, and that's much better than the opposite, which is Florida State. So, which we'll get to plenty here today for sure. But as always, we're joined by myself, Lane Smith, Greg DeLegkins, and Macon. Greg's got his NC State versus Tennessee Duke's Mayo.
Yeah. Why does Greg always got a flex on us? Is what I want to know.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we live?
Yeah.
Why?
Why do you just have a jar of mayo beside you?
Hey, Greg, here. I'll be impressed if you just eat the whole thing right now.
Right now.
I can't. I would if I had another jar. You know what? When we win next week, I will eat from a jar of mayonnaise.
Me and Mom were going through the refrigerator, and she almost threw away the Maryland State mayonnaise. It's still in our refrigerator. So.
Wait, did you open it?
No.
You don't have to refrigerate it. Just mine's on the shelf.
We just put
Greg's like, there's a way to do these things, Mackenzie.
It looks like blue cheese now, but
it still looks like mayonnaise in the refrigerator.
It still does too.
It's just chilling in the refrigerator right now. So I'm ready to add to it.
Yeah.
So I will eat from one next week when we win. How about that?
There we go. That works.
I'll get some tomatoes and I'll just dump tomatoes into it because that's much better than eating mayonnaise. It could be other things, by the way, if you're a Florida State fan.
That's true. Yeah. No.
I'm ready to see that video.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. No. Well, it hasn't happened yet. That's the thing. They're trying to find him. So
he came back. He came back for a minute. He came out. Yeah, he came out and said, "I'm not doing it."
Well, no, he said that. He said that before the game was even over. He actually sent that text message before the game was even over.
That's funny.
For those that are curious what we're talking about, Macon, you know what we're talking about, bud?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Macon was just chilling.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but this sounds weird. Yeah, no. So Macon, there's literally this there's this Florida State fan with a Twitter at 321 Noel that literally had a tweet before the game that said, I guarantee Florida State wins. If they lose, then I will literally eat dog poop out of a red Solo cup with a fork, and I will have a video of me doing it. And
it was a spoon, but whatever.
And so literally people were like, dude, it's everywhere. Barstool, you name it.
It's like the most viral thing right now.
It's the most viral thing.
Really? Sports related.
Well, because he literally deleted his Twitter account, like he's gone. And so everybody's like, nope, we are finding you, and you are going to eat that dog poop. It is happening. So, yeah.
Dude,
I mean, Big Cat was like,
so bad.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
We'll talk about that here in 1 second. But real quickly, Michelle saying, good, terrific Tuesday, Wolfpack Nation. Appreciate you, Michelle, tuning in. And our man Jason as well. Could be worse. Could be Tennessee after we hand them that L this weekend. Let's go. Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, Rusty asking a great question to get started off, and then we'll jump into Florida State and Clemson, ACC here in general here in a minute. But Rusty asking a great question to get us started off. Where does this game rank in importance or significance in the Doran era at NC State? Kens, I know, you know, we don't have the honor of getting graced by your presence too much. So I want to give you the opportunity here first to give us your thoughts on this.
I'm actually back now. Training camp's over, so we're good. But
sorry you work for that organization.
Chill out. We're getting 4 wins this season, Greg.
Book it.
We just got a win in preseason. That didn't happen last year. We're back. We're back.
We're talking preseason. Anyway, please continue.
Against the Bills. That's big.
I will eat dog poop out of a cup if you beat the Bucks this year. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that.
It's online. It's in stone.
I'm honestly thinking. I mean, this game is huge, obviously, just because who our opponent is. We don't get to play SEC teams a lot, so I would love to see a win. But I honestly think that the Clemson game holds a bigger importance than this one because, like everybody says, ACC championship or bust. That's terrible to say, but Tennessee has this doesn't matter to our ACC championship game standings, but Clemson does. But I feel like it would definitely make our guys feel better than what they felt on Saturday if we could somehow beat Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. Macon, what's your thoughts? Where does this game rank in importance or significance in the Doran era?
I mean, by the either in Doran era, that's 10 years now. I don't think it's as important as a lot of other games I can think of.
Yeah.
Specifically in conference. So I don't even know if it's top 10, honestly. To be honest with you, it's significance for me. I don't think that. I can think of other games that are more important than that. I can think of the game we went on to Florida State. I thought the game against Clemson, a couple games we played against Clemson, maybe 2 or 3 of them. I can think some of these games against UNC.
More than that's 3.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's multiple. I'm not saying like an opponent. I'm just saying the matchups we've had. Like, there's been multiple games against Clemson where we thought these are pretty significant.
It's top 5.
I think is I don't know about that's not me, but it's like
Top 5, no doubt.
Here, let's make a case. Let's make a case.
it's okay. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No,
Well, you
hey,
are.
listen.
No, you are. It's okay. Thanks for admitting it.
Macon taking accountability.
Greg, you are being harsh to my man, Macon. All right.
I'm about to log off this studio.
And another thing.
Yeah. Another thing. Let us know in the comments, y'all. Where do y'all put in terms
And
of
why is
I'm gonna be
Macon wrong?
completely honest. I feel like that Georgia Tech game is bigger than this one. With how
Wow.
Georgia
I'm not going to
Tech
agree
is.
with you on that one.
I do, because Georgia Tech is easily could be a trap game this year, and that terrifies me.
Let's
Like, to know that we could make it all the way down there, and that could keep us from the ACC championship game. I'm more focused on the ACC championship game right now than I am the playoffs.
Yeah,
simple as that.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you go.
Well, here. So I'll say like this. First and foremost, I think that with the expectations that this season has, a win against Tennessee would just change the entire outlook of the season extremely from game 1.
Yeah.
And then
but that's the season, the era.
Well, but
Dave
yeah,
Dorn.
because again, I mean, like at the end of the day, the Dorn era will really be magnified. It'll have a humongous crown on top once it pulls off the ACC championship, and a win against Tennessee would give huge momentum through really into the Clemson game. Now, I do agree. I do agree that I think this Clemson game is going to be the most important game since 2017 Clemson. I think honestly, Clemson 2017 is going to be the second biggest game in the Dorn era, because that game, if you had beaten Clemson, you would have put a stamp into the ACC championship game back in 2017, which unfortunately we weren't able to pull off when we had to face Kelly Bryant in Carter Finley Stadium. So, but yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying that yes, I mean, like, first of all, there was also a couple other games where his job was on the line. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like said verbatim, but I mean, reading between the lines, 2016 UNC, I believe. When it was Mitch Trubisky,
2019
job was on the line. Notre Dame, 2017, job on the line. I
would just put a balance back on. You've listed like 2 or 3 right there. And you said it's top 5. So I'm curious how none of the UNC games, none of them, like that's where I come back to. Like, I might have been too far of a stretch. Like, maybe it is top 10 now. Maybe it is. I just don't. I just think it's out of conference, and I can think of other games that were arguably as worth. I think if State wins this game, I mean, then it becomes like that might be the biggest win in Dave Doran's era. To be honest with you, they might skyrocket right there. So I just don't. I don't know. I mean, it's just. Yeah, I think it was funny. Jason Santiago said, I put every game versus UNC as a bigger game than versus Tennessee. So there's 10 right there.
All right, Greg. So tell us your side, brother.
So, Dave Dorn's only got like 5-6 wins against the top 25 in his career at NC State. And so this is about, I think he's like 5-25. Again, I was trying to get the exact number, so I might be a little off there. If somebody wants to fact check me, go for it. But at some point, you have to break through in one of these games. You have to say, you know what? That was the past. We have to start somewhere. And it's the SEC. Like, we've beat the bad teams in the SEC, right? We beat Vandy in a bowl game. We've beat Missouri. I think we beat Missouri in a bowl game, if I'm trying to remember correctly. Maybe we
did. Not with Doran.
No, it was not Missouri. Okay, there was someone else in the SEC that we played.
Vanderbilt, we beat them.
Vandy,
Mississippi State, we played Dak Prescott and lost.
Yeah, we got
steamrolled.
Boat
We're not talking about that game.
Yeah, no.
I felt like there was one more SEC team that we did. But anyway, so where I'm going with this is you have to win one of these top 15 matchups and a team that's going to end up being in the top 25 at the end of the season, right? Because there's times where we beat top 25 teams, but the teams didn't end up in the top 25 at the end of the season.
True.
And here's the thing. Yes, we have the path for the ACC to get into the CFP, but by some chance, if you're trying to potentially double up and get another at-large bid off of that, you're gonna have to win this game. Like, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's just not enough opportunities. We'll see what Clemson ends up as. We don't play Florida State. We don't play Miami. Like, if you can, you might get one of those games in an ACC championship game, but we're only going to more than likely have 2, maybe 3 top 25 matchups this year.
I will add though. Now I'm going to kind of add in something we saw this past weekend. The way Clemson looked, that's
too hard.
Schedule that opponent matchup, because we thought it was Tennessee, Clemson. Those were the 2 biggest opponents. Clemson didn't look as good. Now, granted, again, it was Georgia, but
no idea what they're going to look like.
But that's 2 weeks away, right? Or I guess 3 weeks. You want to get kind of like that. So, is Tennessee, like, we know Tennessee looked good? Is that the biggest opponent from like a talent and performance level standpoint?
Chattanooga.
I know.
Well,
I'm just saying. Yeah.
Yep. Nope. It's a good point. Man,
It is a good point, but everybody's acting like they
I got people over here in the comments basically defending me without defending me right here. Okay, so
I just
agree.
I don't think all this talk on Twitter about how Tennessee looked amazing, like Nico's better than what they've seen in a long time. I'm like, y'all played Chattanooga. Like, our defense is way different than Chattanooga. Tony Gibson's defense is extremely different. Our entire team, like, that's just kind of a slap in the face to compare or to think that we're going to play like Chattanooga did, honestly.
But here, let's get to a couple comments that I do agree with making for sure. So Brian even saying alone that it's easily behind Clemson and UNC this year. So Brian's even saying this is the 3rd biggest game of the year.
I will now. I'm gonna go over here. UNC this year, just because it's UNC, like, I get it.
That's the only reason that makes.
But that's the only reason.
Yeah, it's the only
State
thing.
should win by 2 touchdowns, in my opinion. So. Great, but so I get where you're coming from with that, but I use all my hands right now. I don't know what to do with my hands right now. So when landing a plane, okay. So I want to see State score a lot of these on Saturday. How about
hey,
that? So,
there we go.
But
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, Clemson, yes, any of these AC games are important, but the question was in the Dave Doeren era. I know I can think of a bunch of moments in the seasons prior we were like, oh, this is a big game, huge game, and I honestly, what I'm read and hear from the other State fans, I don't see this being like this is one of the biggest games, but it is because the opponent level, but it's not like I don't hear top 5 biggest opponent. That's just me. So yeah.
So here, before I bring my man Michael in here, so I do want to touch base on a couple of comments here. Hands full, hearts full, saying if we win, it's huge. If not, we take the L. It's not that big of a deal. Now, I do think the biggest thing for this game is I think that as long as we show that we're competitive, I think that's a huge win automatically right there. Coming off Western Carolina, if we can show that we can go toe for toe with Tennessee, I think that for the rest of the season, especially in that Clemson game. I hate moral victories, but then, hey, guys, my goal this season, win AC championship. Guess what? If you win AC championship, you go to college football playoffs. Yeah. Period. Straightforward. No doubt about it. So,
I'm going to go with Greg here now because I'm going to take what you said. I totally agree with the last part you're laying. 100% agree. But I know what Greg's going to say here. Like, screw moral victories. Like you have to win the game.
You can keep your name out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But again, but Greg, let's be real though. Like how we looked against Western Carolina, if we go into that 4th quarter, you're down by 3 against Tennessee. That's
then you have you should have won the ball game. You're down 3. Go make a play.
And again, obviously I agree for sure. I'm just saying, listen, at the end of the day, beat Clemson. That's all I care about. Beat Clemson.
The hell with that. Beat Clemson and Tennessee. Let's go. Let's go run the table. Like, stop.
You're starting to sound like McKenzie.
Stop having a loser mentality.
Here's McKenzie. We're going to go 12-0.
I'm rubbing off on him. 12-0.
Yeah. You sound like McKenzie over there.
Look, here's the thing. This team has the talent to go do that. And we talked about it. If we want to get into the Western game, like, we put up 500 freaking yards of total offense.
That was a great point. That's a great point. And honestly, people forget that they don't look at the numbers there, right? I mean, that's a really big number. And I thought we still beat them by 3 scores, right? So it's not like
points. Yep.
I know Lane's like
yeah, no.
I mean, no, let's talk about it. Like, let's dive into it. Fordham makes that pick 6. There's 6 more points. You hit Noah Rogers in stride. There's a touchdown. You hit KC in stride. There's probably another touchdown.
You don't get that man downfield. Justin Joey scores right there.
Yeah.
Like,
there's 3 touchdowns right there that could have easily been done.
Which is well pointed. To your point, like that was 500 yards, a quiet 500 yards, right? Yeah. So it was like.
And Jordan didn't get going until the 4th quarter.
Look, they look. You could tell that throughout that whole game they made adjustments. I mean, the play calling was right. You know, we just didn't execute on a few plays. The timing was off a little bit for Grayson McCall and his wide receivers. Those are all fixable things. Please, Michael, talk some sense to these people. You have not said anything. And another thing,
where do you want me to start?
Wherever you want to
Western
start.
Carolina game or Tennessee game?
First, Michael. That's where I want you to start.
Well. The question, Michael, was where does this Tennessee game rank in the Dorn era?
And why is it outside the top 10?
Yeah,
and why is it number 1?
I mean, non-conference wise, it's probably up there. I mean,
sure, put a caveat on it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay with that, Michael. I like that.
Like some of the Notre Dame games, like those kind of count as like half conference games. But I think, I mean, I'll say this: if we win, it's number 1. If we lose, it's maybe like top 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
I need someone to take a stand on this thing.
Because like I think a win really boosts you more than a loss hurts you in this Tennessee game.
Agreed.
I agree with that. Boat race?
If you get boat racing, yeah, it's ugly.
Perception wise, yeah, that's bad. But like actual season goals wise, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Unless you're saying that getting boat race means we're gonna be a terrible team this year, and then
if we lose by 17 this game, then yeah, there's no moral victories about it whatsoever. It's not good at all. Period. You can't get boat race this game. Period.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I wouldn't call 17 boat racing.
Depends on how you get 17.
Exactly. Yeah. That's true. Right. I want to touch base on a couple comments here real quick. Nick saying, look,
it's not like we have a couple in the like. You guys are crushing in the chats tonight.
I know y'all are awesome. Love it.
I can't keep up with it.
I know. Nick saying, look, Nico is legit. If we win and make him look incompetent in doing so, I promise you we will watch him light up the SEC as the season goes along, and people will really respect State. I just don't see it, is what he said next. Now, Brian asked the question, is the only value if there's a loss in the ACC title game and an at-large spot is needed? Is that the biggest value that comes out of this? I mean, here's one thing, Coach, I'll say. I think that, all right, does a little bit of extra light get shed on this game because of, for example, the recent Faison Brandon getting commitment to Tennessee? That if you
Justin
can beat
revenge game.
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited for.
Justin Jolie revenge game. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
He lost.
So I think that winning this game would just like we've a couple of comments said before too as well. Which I mean, I'll kind of summarize it there. Is that from a national perspective, first of all, I think that the national media will easily jump into the NC State conversation because of what this athletic program has done so far this season with, Omaha, with women's Final Four, men's Final Four, that it'll be an easy jump that if we win this game, then all of a sudden now ESPN, et cetera, is talking about, which you say, well, what does that matter? Recruiting wise, that matters, because now all of a sudden these top 4 or 5-star recruits are seeing NC State pop up on their TVs on ESPN. That's pretty enticing for Dorn, who's going to their house being like, hey, did you see us getting talked about, on ESPN? That's pretty big for sure. So especially when Noah Rogers goes off for 2 touchdowns this game, hey,
I think it'd be Jolie.
Yeah,
Jolie too. I like Jolie.
He was really mad that his touchdown got called.
Mackenzie, that was the most impressive play in the game besides Kevin Concepcion's 3rd touchdown.
I'm also going to say him stopping
Oh, yeah,
that
the
you know
pick
what I'm
six.
talking
Chase
about?
down.
Stopping the pick
Saving
six.
that touchdown, like that chase down right there.
Yeah,
was a
I thought the
tip of
same
bell.
too. That was like, okay, he's going to be a leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Greg, here. I got you right here. Rusty's got you. Expect to win. That needs to be the new mantra in Raleigh. Expect to win.
You're my
There
boy,
we go,
Russ.
Greg.
You're my boy.
We always win the tailgate.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
I'm tired of winning the tailgate.
Mhm. Yep.
I think
So
we
anyway, but yeah, y'all are killing it in the chat. So definitely keep those comments, keep those questions coming for sure, and we will get to them. But we actually just got done recording our Tennessee preview, y'all, with God, I always get it. More important issues. I know. Well, because I
know the
introduced it
name.
originally as most important issues, but
Yeah.
they're
Kinda
podcasts
important issues.
Kind of important issues. And it was definitely great stuff for sure. Make sure to stay tuned for that, y'all. But Macon, I mean, let's talk a little bit about this Western Carolina game for sure. And then definitely want to talk a little bit about the ACC in general. Because, dude, I have so many thoughts about the ACC right now. It's not even funny. But would you say that, I really do think about that game being like, listen, if a couple of things just bounced our way. I wouldn't even say went our way, but bounced our way a little bit, it would have been a completely different. I still sit here saying, listen, to Caden Fordham, I got that pick six. If he wouldn't have let that ball go through his hands first play, pick six, easy pick six, game over. You're winning that game, I think 58-10. I think you smoked them. So you
There's
automatically
2 plays in the game. There's 2 plays. There's that play and the interception McCall threw. If he didn't throw the interception, it's
Agreed.
a totally different ball game. It's
I
a
think
14, in my mind, a 14-point swing. So
agreed.
Western scoring first threw the entire team off. You could just see it. So it was like, if that wouldn't have happened, we easily, I feel like, would have blown them out.
Yeah.
Look, I think Western's going to be a really good club in FCS. I think they're going to give people fits. Their quarterback Gonzalez, he was legit. What scares me from that game is we had some breakdowns defensively and let them get some big runs.
That's what bothers me.
That's the two things for me in this game was that and the offensive line. We just didn't get pushed on a couple of plays, and we were just so dang stubborn that we were like, no, we're going to get this. And it just didn't happen. And we, finally in the third quarter, we're like, okay, we're not going to try this again. Let's go kick a field goal. Like, I'm glad we finally figured that out and be like, hey, let's go get some points.
Take the points.
Yeah. And I think some of that was just play calling, personnel. Again, fixable things. I thought for the most part, we schemed up really well, had really great play calling. I just thought we just didn't execute on a few of them.
Yeah. And I think those couple plays kind of skewed the overall view when we talk about the running game, right? Because they're basically turnovers, right? You don't get a 4th and 1, you're giving the ball back. And right, because the rest of the game, we ended up, a lot of it came in the fourth quarter, but ended up over 200 yards rushing. So I think those really, and that's tough, which we got to get better at that. I mean, you have to be able to convert a 4th and 1. Like, come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought they did great though. Pass protection. I think McCall only had 1 sack, and he should have thrown that one away. Like,
he kind of ran into that one himself.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought in those regards, I thought the offense did really well. Special teams was good. I thought KC, a couple of times that he was back there for punt returns, he was very decisive. The kicker looked good. What was that? 47 yards for his first collegiate kick.
Yeah.
That was good. I don't even remember his name. That's how
Vincent.
Thank you, Vincent. Yeah. I thought he was, I mean, that was right down the middle, and he probably had another 10 yards on that thing at least. So
yeah. I mean, go ahead, Macon.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, you mentioned Gonzalez from West Carolina. I remember that you probably, I don't know if you knew where this at the game, but he was was it Big South? Is that who their conference in? Their conference player of the year preseason. So preseason player of the year for them was Gonzalez. And I thought, I think State didn't have a whole lot of they didn't show a lot in some ways. No. And so, but the thing is, you wanted to win when you're starting to lose, but you said they were being stubborn. I think they were doing it on purpose. Like, we are the better team. Just go and do that. I really want to take the points.
Yeah.
But to me, I think they were being stubborn to some degree because they were like, we can do this just being the better, more physical team. And I really think personally in the fourth quarter, they wore down Western Carolina, and that's just really how they won.
Yeah, I mean, I think
In my
honestly, I think this game, Grayson McCall gets five designed, and by designed I mean like read options or literally designed run plays. I think they were really careful to not run him whatsoever in that game. But I mean, if you're going to run a read option, you have to also keep the ball once ever so often if you want them to actually like believe that there's an option here. You know what I mean? So now I know you don't want to run him too much again because you don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I think we'll see him run more.
But run some, at least to the point where it makes the defense respect him.
Well, here's the other thing too. When you run those double tight end sets, when you bring in, Isaiah Shirley and McCabe, you got to have to throw out of that set at some point. Keep the defense honest. And I know I felt like we were pretty vanilla. I think everyone can pretty much agree to that. But
agreed.
You can't. Those guys, and again, I'm not blaming anyone. You had DeMarcus Jones in there. You had guys just weren't getting blocks or getting off the block, and we ran right into it. Like I just felt like we left a lot of meat on the bone. There's no way to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, it's all correctable stuff. I don't from anything that it just didn't look bad. It didn't look off. I mean, you could tell the skill positions were upgraded tremendously in that game. Everything just felt right. It just didn't execute.
Yeah. I mean, and Children's saying a great comment here, which definitely could be a part of it, saying they always say they aren't overlooking these easier games, but I call bull. I mean, again, I think there's a lot of factors.
It's hard not to. It's hard.
I mean, I get it.
I mean, you can't say it. Yeah, like Michael said, it's hard not to be like, we play Tennessee next week, like, and instead of saying like, oh my God, we're playing Western Carolina today.
Well, also add in the fact that Grayson McCall hasn't played a real down of football in 15 months. that has something to do with it too, for sure.
And he also hasn't played in that atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't played in an atmosphere like that. So definitely, again, there was 100% some butterflies there for Grayson McCall, no doubt about it.
I don't think you're overlooking per se. I just think you're just taking for granted that your skill sets are way better than yours, and you're taking them for granted. I don't think right. I don't think right. I don't think it's overlooking. I feel like you're the superior team, and it's going to be an easy cakewalk.
Let's put it this way. Honestly, here's my thing. Here's honestly something that I'm actually happy about a little bit. Is the fact that most every single throw that Grayson threw that wasn't accurate was behind the receiver. And you say, well, why does that matter? Well, that's because, again, the weapons that he has this year are way faster, more skilled than any weapon he's had during his time at Coastal Carolina. And besides Isaiah Likely, for sure. Dude's in the NFL, he's a solidified tight end in the NFL, completely get that. But that tells you that he's not used to that speed yet. So now that he has, now he can adjust for that a little bit, especially this week in practice, being able to focus more on throwing that guy in stride, leading him, not throwing behind him. So I almost was happy that it was almost a common theme that every pass was behind, not some behind, some in front. It was 75-80% behind the guy. So point there as well.
Did his release look weird to anyone? Was it just me?
I think it's just the timing of all his throws were just kind of off all night.
Yeah.
I think it is to me. Getting back and playing in a game.
Yep.
After not.
Now, Thomas asked a question. Thoughts on the targeting call for Caden Fordham? Here's where I stand with it. Like, yeah, when you watch it,
by the letter of the law.
By the letter of the law, yes, it was a clear as day targeting call. And guess what? Caden Fordham, he needs to learn from that. He cannot put himself in that situation whatsoever. He is, being the middle linebacker, being the guy that is getting all the direct play calls in his ears, like he can't put himself in a situation where he's going to get out of the game like that. It just can't happen. Now, I also say as well, though, that there's no doubt that the quarterback bounced off the ground and came right to him. Yeah. And I think Caden Fordham was trying to go over him, but just decided a second too late and didn't pull up enough. So, I don't like it, but listen, with unless they change the rules, yes, that's going to be called targeting every single time.
You can't judge intent, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What I thought was more egregious was the one we got hit against us on the sideline.
Exactly.
And they didn't call it, they
didn't even review it.
Like if ours is, if ours is that was targeting on Caden, then that is 100% targeting.
I mean, you could hear
shot.
the helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
I mean, where I was sitting, it was fairly close to me. You could hear the thud. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Now let us know in the comments what y'all think. But Bart Brown was saying Hollywood. Was it Hollywood that got hit? Who got hit?
Yeah, Smothers.
It was Hollywood.
Smothers?
Yeah, because he was running. He wasn't. Here's the thing. It wasn't. So you have the two aspects of the play. You have the defenseless runner, and then you have the the helmet to helmet neck area. The head neck area, and he wasn't a defenseless because he was running up the sideline, but it was the head and neck area, and that's more or less what they got Fordham for was not the
helmet
ferocity of it, right? Not the
Yeah.
Yeah,
because again, he didn't even hit with his helmet. He hit with his shoulder, but he hit it into the helmet. So,
Correct.
Yeah, no, agreed. So, yeah, no, again, I was completely egregious. And also, too, I mean, again, I mean, we could talk about the refereeing until we're blue in the face every single game. It's ACC, right? So.
Well, I think the more the frustrating thing is it doesn't even have to come from the on-field official. Like they can call it down from up.
Right.
Up above.
Yeah. No, agreed. The fact they even look at it, that's crazy.
And it's, I mean, I guess they looked at it because they look at all plays, right? But that one just felt like a prime candidate for it.
Yep. No, absolutely. So, but anyway, so again, hopefully learning point, lesson, and that's why I'm saying at the end of the day, if Caden had gotten that pick 6, he would not have gotten the targeting call. That I really did come down to that pick 6.
Yeah.
Because again, also too, because people won't even talk about how actually like that play was so awesome to see because he read that thing like a book, man. Like that was so impressive how he read that play.
In the breadbasket.
He was right there. But he just couldn't get his hands on it, So, but people won't talk about that. So,
hey, I want to take the conversation a little bit different since you were seeing Hollywood mentioned in the chat.
Yeah.
What do we think about the Hollywood and Kendrick Raphael's performance? I mean, there's no doubt that Waters got stronger as the game went on, but man, that changeup was not like I feel
Hollywood
like a couple more. Go for
it.
Yeah,
Hollywood.
I was
look at the
surprised
stats.
by Kendrick.
Yeah, well, the only thing Kendrick needs to get better at, I think this still translates over from last game, minus his one game, was pass blocking. I think this is one area he can get better at because that's what PFF says. But you mentioned Smothers and Kendrick, so they both had 3 rushing attempts. Yeah. But Hollywood, Hollywood Smothers averaged 13 yards a carry, so it was 3. He was 3 for 39.
Yeah,
and Kendrick was 3 for 24, so he's at 8 yards a carry. Both great numbers. So, and I would say Kendrick seemed to be more of a true average because his long was 10, so he was getting right there around his average per rush attempt. So that's really good for me. Hollywood had the explosive play. He had the 25-yard play. So really good when those guys are spelling Jordan Waters. And you have that change of pace kind of option there, the speed guys. That's big time. I know even Paylor came in for 1 snap, but that was pretty cool, I thought. So you see that they're keeping Duke Scott back, and they're letting these guys be. They're telling their hand these are the 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
So
and they're all.
I liked what I saw, especially from Smothers, and from my opinion, because there was speed there that the other 2 don't have, and I was like, man, I really like that. I think Raphael is going to be great because there is some. I mean, again, true average in my mind of what he was doing. I mean, he was almost legitimately averaging per attempt a first down, which is really great. So
Hollywood gets to the edge so fast, like where Waters goes he tackles
different speed.
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of really good stuff on off-scheduled runs, those second down runs, when the defense maybe wasn't looking for it. I thought that was a nice key to the game.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Go ahead.
Well, just one thing I want to say real quick. Hollywood Smothers reminds me a lot of Matt Days. Am I crazy in that? Like just like speed, like underrated speed.
Yeah.
But also has a build where he can also lower his shoulder if he needs to too.
Yeah, but I thought, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just thought Matt Days was bigger than Hollywood.
No, he's way bigger. Smothers is maybe 190.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah.
He's like
I almost think of Raphael's a little bit closer to Days in my mind.
I would agree.
But, But I think Smothers is just a different type of running back than we had. The closest thing I think of with him, and I don't think this is even a legitimate comparison, is Naeem. because of the
Yeah.
speed, but
Mhm.
Smothers is just smooth with it. Like it's just like his agility to get, around the edge, as Greg was saying. That's tough. I mean, that's really you
He
saw
just
it the
knows
spring
how to
game.
run the ball.
Yeah, you saw it the spring game.
It's
Like he's a
instinctually, right?
natural
Instinctually,
runner.
Yeah.
Now, Greg, I want to let you ask your question. I want to touch on a couple comments here. As Brian saying, I think Waters only averaged 4.6 yards a carry at Duke, but he's a complete back. Bart saying, run Hollywood with some option pitch stuff. He gets the corner, he's gone. That's a great point. I mean, I don't know.
You run not with Grayson, but with you get Paler in motion, get KC in motion, and run some option stuff with them too.
Yeah. Now, what kind of, and I don't know, Greg, if this kind of leads into your question, but Hollywood needs more touches, but Waters will be more valuable in pass protection. But I think that's one of the biggest questions, which I think coming out of this is, again, I think honestly, the one thing that Western Carolina did solidify is that all of our thoughts about what is an eye going to do with all these weapons was 100% justified, because Grimes looked really good. Terrell Anderson was impressive. I think Keenan Jackson, I think that if Grayson would have hit him in stride and gotten that touchdown, we'd be talking a little bit more about Keenan Jackson as well. Noah Rogers looks like Noah Rogers. KC looks like KC. So Justin Jolie, holy smokes, that
he's a beast.
He might end up leaving stay as a top 3 tight end, just from this season alone. But Greg, what's your question, my man? What's your thought?
Well, yeah, the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about was Hollywood kick returns. I mean, he averaged 25 yards a return. Like you can see an instance where I would not be shocked if he ran one back at some point this year. Maybe 2.
Tennessee.
That would be lovely. I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
Oh my gosh. All right. I think Doran, if we win the toss, he needs to accept the ball so we can take one back and revenge 2017 South.
The Debo.
Yeah.
Please let us do that. Please. That would be that would be so amazing. And that would be game over.
You had 8 guys catch a pass. Yeah. And here's the thing, like when we talked last year, it's like, oh God, 8 guys. And then you start looking at the names and you're like, oh, but then you look at the guy, we had two guys, Waters and Collins, only with 10 yards each. But you're like, I'll take that. Like it's not Keon Lassane.
Bro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I guess my biggest question for the team, did KC touch the ball too much? Did we target him too much?
Let us know in the comments, y'all. Let us know. Do y'all think?
Can I give my take?
I would love your take.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Casey had 14 targets, right? Because I think Casey had 14 targets.
Yep. The next closest was Jolie at 9. Nope, 6.
Dakari had like 5.
Yeah.
And he did not look good. I know he's had better games, but it was just he did not have a good game in my opinion. But to me, the answer is both yes and no. To me, for KC, yes. In general, too many targets in my mind. Like they should have gotten Noah and Wesley Grimes. Those dudes looked good, and they should have gotten them more involved. However, when the game was on the line, you give the ball to your best player, and that's KC.
Situation dictated it, right? Situation dictated it.
Right. So it was like he needed to touch the ball because we were struggling. Now, I thought the most underrated player in the skill position was Wesley Grimes. I thought he looked really good on some plays, and athletic receiver. I thought Terrell Anderson.
Was really good.
Yeah. So
you can get him a couple more touches.
Jordan Waters had a nice 1 reception for 10 yards, but I mean, see, I look at Dakari 2 for 7. I'm just going to real quick. So
I have Dakari 2 for 10.
2 targets.
Oh, I thought you.
So I got 2 for 5. Dakari was 2 for 5. Excuse me.
Correct.
2 for
targets.
7.
Yes.
Conception KC was 9 for 14. Jolie 5 of 6. That's really good. Noah Rogers 3 of 4. Really good. Wesley Grimes 2 of 3. Like those. Grimes and Rogers should have gotten more. Terrell Anderson 2 for 2.
I thought we caught the ball better. I mean, I know there was a couple of drops there, but I feel so good with this wide receiving core. Like, not even funny.
I'm not concerned to me.
Right. Well, I know Rogers was dealing with a stinger of a sword that he got pulled out for a little bit there during the game, but then he came back.
Like
So that probably has something to do with it. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, and I loved Brian's comment. Casey can't have too many touches. Like it's just there's no such thing. I mean,
I disagree.
I agree with
and
Carson.
I get it. Well, I get what he's saying.
I get what he's
point
saying.
of that.
Yeah, I get
Casey is, I mean, arguably one of the
He's a
best,
little
if not-
hyperbole there. But,
Yeah, no, agreed. I like it.
I agree with Carson's. He said if Casey is open, you might as well target him. Like if Casey's open, he's getting
if he's the only one.
I mean, he only got tackled 4 times, so he didn't like he got hit.
I saw that. I was gonna say that. I saw that. I think Alex.
The only
tweeted
thing-
it out. He's like, Casey, he touched the ball so much, but only got tackled 4 times. So it's like, is it really a problem? Nobody's.
So
touching
he
it?
needs. So it's like state needs to figure out a way to balance it out. They just need to balance it out some more, and they will be better for it, in my opinion.
I just think as you step up the competition, they're going to scheme for Casey.
Yeah.
And other guys are going to be open. But then again, like I said, I'm not worried about it. Like we got dudes.
Right.
Well, and
I
here's
don't
the
think
thing
Noah Rogers played the second half. I think they held him out because I don't know.
Was it okay?
he was out. He was out later too. Yeah, no, I think he came back for a little bit, then they took him
didn't
right
play
back out.
much.
I agree.
But Casey, 1 punt return for 20 yards.
Well, and
Right.
again,
So good.
I think honestly the biggest thing is that Western Carolina ran man defense 90+% of the time, and I mean, if you have man coverage, I mean, if you read man coverage, I'm looking at Casey all day and twice on Tuesday, unless they have 2 guys on him, because again, there's not many DBs in the country that can cover him one-on-one.
Like there was a reason why Dakari Collins got so many looks. He was playing against a guy that was 5'10" and he's like 6'4".
Right, exactly.
Like, we should have exploited that all night, and they tried, but again, we just missed a couple.
Yeah, and again, I mean, if Casey one-on-one, I'm looking at him all day long because there's not many. But I do agree that I think that now, especially, and see, that's why I'm saying is it almost a great thing, because just like you said, Tennessee, I mean, their head coach said we need to know where Casey is on the field at all times.
Do it.
I'm sitting here saying yes, exactly. Do it.
That's fine.
You watch him. You keep your eyes on him. Keep both eyes on him. And then I'm going to stick
Guess what?
Noah
The whole
Rogers.
ACC did it last year and see how it got them. Like they still figured it out. Like
We'll just toss it over to Justin or Noah or Wesley. Like
or Wesley.
we have
exactly.
we have plenty of people.
So I mean, I really am sitting here saying, listen, like Grayson, that wasn't your best game. You know that even, I mean, yeah, it was a solid game, but for you, you know what?
Yeah.
Hit those guys in stride. You have 450 yards and 5 touchdowns against Western Carolina.
26 of 40, 318, averaged 8 yards of completion, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. His QBR was not great.
Yeah. So yeah, no, again. So
dumb stat.
But I mean, yeah, just gonna need Rodgers this weekend. Yeah, I think this is screaming for a no Rodgers game or Justin Jolie game. I think that's what this is screaming. But
I mean, he's calling it his revenge game. So
I mean, he had 8 receptions for 89 yards last year, and on a horrible offense.
Yeah,
true.
A horrible offense.
True. I mean, there's a reason why. I mean, even Tennessee was going after him this offseason as well, because they were like, dude, he was the only guy that gave us any kind of fit on the entire UConn offense. He was the only guy. So, but I like Brian saying right here, Saturday, Casey will go for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jolie will get 75 yards and a touchdown. Got to score in the mid-30s. Yeah, no, you're not going to win this game 20-17. Yeah. You're going to have to score at least 30 points.
The other thing, ball security. We had 3 fumbles and we got very lucky.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what was it? Like Jordan Waters didn't have he had 300 some odd touches last year and didn't fumble the ball one time. And then his
like
second touch of the game, he fumbles the ball. Like, no. Waters, I'm looking at Waters saying, bro, come on now, bro.
Yeah, you gotta
lock in, bro. Lock in.
Yeah.
I was just not seeing the Jordan Waters that played us last year. I was expecting to see the one that ran over our defense last year.
I think really we saw it in the 4th quarter, but first 3 quarters he was.
But then again, was that because Western was tired, or is that because he was actually?
Don't matter. It still goes in the stat book.
No, I think. I mean that his first touchdown. I mean that was just.
No, he ran over.
Did
he run over 5 dudes?
Trucking people
5 broken tackles.
He was not playing to truck people like he usually does. So
we'll be fine.
I'm hoping that changes on Saturday.
You're going against Pierce, one of the, arguably top 5 NFL draft prospect, maybe, some people even talking number 1. Just run at the dude. Don't dance. Don't do anything. Just hit your holes, trust your instincts. I feel like the offensive line, again, there's a reason why you ran for almost 200 yards. You know, just get to the hole. Let get to the second level. Let's get to the second level. I think we'll be fine.
No, absolutely. Now, Greg, real quick though, I do want to ask because you're going to be because isn't Savage Wolves doing a tailgate in tennis in Charlotte?
We are. Yep.
All right, y'all. So again, y'all make sure if you're going to be in Charlotte, make sure to stay tuned. Make sure to follow Savage Wolves and One Pack NIL, and and I'm sure that they'll have more exact description on where the tailgate's actually going to happen. Correct?
Yeah, I believe they're going to advertise it. I don't know. I know there's going to be a bunch of recruits that are going to be there. I don't know if they're just recruits or commits. So that much I don't know. And so yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely be following Savage and One Pack, and if they advertise it, it'll definitely be there.
Yeah, because the biggest thing which I want to ask you, Greg, because I know you're going to bring some of the Oconee Gold barbecue sauce with you. Now,
yeah, I'm using the gold. I'm using the gold this week.
Well, I do want to ask you. I want you to put a couple of the of wings with the spicy and see if somebody's with a spicy tongue can let me know how this tastes for sure. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it myself, but I need
a few jello shots. I'll do it.
So hold up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a secret taste test. I have a bottle of a national brand that I'm gonna use, and I want to see what they say.
How it stacks up. Well, because I'm telling you, because I do agree. Greg,
I already know who's gonna win.
White gold. That
it's
white
so
gold is phenomenal. Like
so
I mean, there's a reason it was flavor of Georgia winner in 2023.
Like he just has like all of them behind it.
No, I'm gonna do we're gonna do a blind taste test out there, and I'm gonna record it, and we'll see.
Yeah. So, but again, y'all, make sure if you haven't already, make sure to go check out Coney Gold. Again, it has delicious barbecue sauces, y'all, all kinds of varieties. Also, too, a delicious rub. Goes great in all your meats for sure. It's just phenomenal flavor. And use the code Tuffy Talk to get 15% off your total order. If it's over $99, you get free shipping as well, y'all.
Free.
Here's
the best part of when we do this blind taste test and they give their testimonies.
Yeah,
we don't got to pay people like Chick-fil-A does.
Their testimonies.
Testimonies.
I'm done.
No.
I'll see you later.
Hey, you know how you came up with that, right? And we'll talk offline how you came up with that.
Exactly. Mackenzie doesn't even know.
No, she doesn't.
Nope, and I don't either, actually. So we'll definitely talk about that offline. But yeah, y'all, again, just please, do us a big favor and go check out our amazing sponsor, Coney Gold, small batch barbecue sauce and rubs, y'all. Just delicious stuff.
Check this out. So real quick, we got some free pork chops from the Wolfpack Club, and I put on I did the jalapeno on mine. Woo! Mwah. Yep. Kissed it. I put a little bit of the rub on there. Threw it on the grill this week on what's today? Tuesday? Yesterday. Good stuff. Yeah, the jalapeno was so good. Go. I liked it.
Yep. So. Alrighty, so let's jump back into a little bit more football here. Chilton saying, I'm praying we stun the country and kick Tennessee's butt from the beginning. I mean, again,
I support that.
This game could honestly go 100 different directions. I would not be surprised by any. I wouldn't be surprised if we win by 2 touchdowns. I wouldn't be surprised.
I just want to go to Bank of America Stadium
and win.
Play an SEC team and win.
Yeah.
I know.
Guys, I'm honestly now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to find tickets right now.
I need you there. I need you at my tailgate.
I'm looking for some. I'm gonna
there.
I'm upper deck.
Go to Facebook and go to the NC State Marketplace. I've seen like 5 people selling them.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude.
For like $65 a pop.
I'll even ask the Savage Wolves guys if they got anything.
I'm coming on the live stream to finding some things. So
yeah, let's do it. I need you at the tailgate because I need someone to record everyone's reactions as I bring them up to do that. No, you're gonna be like watching the games. Like I know you. Actually, shout out Kins. You crushed it at the tailgate.
No, that's what I would be doing, Greg. I'd be hanging out with Mackenzie. What are you talking about?
Kins crushed it on Thursday. That tailgate was a good tailgate. It wasn't one of my better tailgates. It was stupid hot. So shout out to all the people that got out there 5 hours before the game time and stayed around to the end and met some new folks from the Savage Wolves tailgate. A lot of names I recognize on the message board, so it was nice to put names to faces. So yeah, good time.
Yeah. Benjamin's saying, "Can I try, Greg? I mean, come on by, do the taste test. Absolutely, come on by." Adam's saying going to be there and watch from the nosebleeds. LOL. Yeah. No. Again, appreciate you for sure. And again, make sure to come stop by us. Have a little tailgate.
We need as much red there as possible. Tennessee fans travel great. We got to travel better. It's our state. Don't let them outshow us.
NC State did sell all their allotment of tickets. So that was a good thing. Like Ken said, there's plenty of on the secondary market. So hopefully,
and there's plenty on Tennessee's website.
Yeah. How many did you see, by the way? Like, was there like sections open?
Yeah, I saw like spread out in different sections.
Yeah. So State only had, when I went on, I guess it was Saturday, because I was just curious. State had 16 tickets left in their allocation.
Wow.
I actually went to every section and counted the green dots.
Wow.
One section had 4 seats, and that was like the most you could get. Lotto singles and a couple of doubles, and I think there was 1-3 that was left. But yeah, not much. So great job, Wolfpack Nation. Now keep those tickets and show up.
Let's see some red over in the orange too. That'll be even better.
Yeah. Now Carson's saying we won in Winston-Salem last year, so maybe NC State is going to start turning the tide on these.
There we go.
Oh my God, preach!
Yeah, that's so.
I hate Bank of America.
Places.
I love the Panthers.
All right, no, but here I want to ask everybody, and let me know in the chat as well how you vote this. But I want to get a raise of hands. So, which stadium do you hate more, Bank of America or Winston-Salem?
I hate Bank of America because both my teams suck in it.
That's fair enough.
Winston-Salem, like Wake Forest?
Yeah, Wake Forest football. Yeah.
No, Bank of America.
Bank of America. I mean, I've only been to Winston-Salem. I'm just saying I'm 1-0 in Winston-Salem. I'm just saying. I have not won.
I like winning, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's Wake Forest is not anything to write home about either. So,
as FSU would say, if you're not first, you're in last.
Well, that's my thing that bugs me honestly more than anything is because again it just bugs the crap out of me that Wake Forest we just have this issue with Wake Forest for some reason, but they have nothing. They literally have their they have the saddest student section, they have the saddest attendance. Like dude, there's just as many North Carolina A&T fans there as there was Wake Forest fans. Like, come on. So
hold on, did you guys see, speaking of sad, the freaking Duke Elon game? I know the weather was bad, but
yeah,
that's interesting.
36,000.
I thought Florida State's attendance was interesting too. Did you see that? Like one section was like halfway full.
Well, because they had renovations. It was closed off.
Oh, they're renovating.
Yeah, they're redoing. They're putting actual seats in some of the sections. It's a weird configuration that they're doing. FSU fans are not happy at all about it. They are losing their minds. There's guys
reducing capacity, adding the premium seating, kind of like everybody's doing.
Yep. I mean, and the ticket prices are going up. Like you have to have stupid donations plus the ticket prices plus you're giving. Like it's
plus they're too.
I mean, I'm looking at this. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was gonna say, and your coach is gonna be Deion Sanders next year. So.
Is that really what you want?
Making space.
He has to have a great year at Colorado.
No, he doesn't.
Well, yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't.
He's gonna sell tickets, and that's all.
No way. No.
And every recruit under the sun is gonna want to come play.
I mean,
before he went to Colorado,
wrong, and Layton's not wrong. Yeah, it's going to be recruit central over there.
Recruit central. Yeah.
At some point,
once he puts Travis Hunter and his son in the NFL, Shador and Travis Hunter in the NFL, it's not going to matter.
It's got no reason to be at Colorado anymore.
So I'm looking at the weather here. Saturday, it's looking pretty sweet.
It's gonna be good
in Charlotte. It is kickoff at 7:30. It's going to be a high of like 76, 77, and then it's going to get down to 70.
Perfect.
Partly cloudy, partly sunny, whatever.
I will take a minus 30 degrees in that regard.
Oh my God, it was like 98.
It was boiling in the stadium.
Greg had to get like packs of ice and a fan on him. I felt so bad for them because you're standing over a stove and that makes it like 20 degrees hotter.
I just want people to appreciate what they got last week.
Yeah, they were. Honestly, everybody needs to shout out Greg because I was worried Greg was going to fall out for a little bit.
Yeah. Now, I real quick, Chilton saying FSU fans ain't happy about much. Now, there's one specific what's it called segment that we have not done in quite some time that honestly is one of my favorites, is a fan favorite, and we need to bring it back. So with that being said, we're going to move into,
you know what really grinds my gears?
and I want to start off because I have something that really grinds my gears. But put in the chat, y'all. What are some what really grinds your gears right now? And we'll highlight a couple in the chat, some of our favorites in the chat. So put in the chat, y'all, what really grinds your gears. But what really grinds my gears, and we talked about it on the Daggone Tennessee preview. But how in the heck does Louisville crush Austin, PA? And now all of a sudden they're the favorites to win the ACC. They move up to number 22 in the country. Blah blah blah, like just out of nowhere. And there's one, I think it was a college football Blue Bloods that put him in like number 9 in the country. Like, whoa, what the frick are we doing right now? Okay, chill the heck out. All right, what are we doing right now? So
give me one when you're done laying, because I got one for you.
Good, but because I mean, especially even they're actually favored more than even Miami. Now, again, I'm definitely not going to put any stock in Miami whatsoever because Mario Cristobal is still the head coach. But I mean, come on, like, yes, I get it. They beat them 63-0 or something like that. But it's Austin, PA, and again,
it's just
I'm not
Austin,
talking about us. I'm not talking about us. I'm not compared to what we did. I'm just saying Louisville alone beating Austin, PA, jumping all the way at number 22, being the favorite to win the ACC. Like, what the heck is going on? But
I thought that was kind of crazy too, but the last AP poll, the first one that came out, they were 26. So they were the first team out. So they only moved up 4 spots. But
but it was interesting that Tennessee more NC State moved.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and here's something else.
Yeah, Tennessee didn't move. That's also interesting.
Here's something else. The Tennessee AP writer did not put us in his top 25.
Shocker. All right. Macon.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Okay, so mine is going back to what we've already talked about with Florida State, but those guys being the biggest crybabies in the room and in the country about, oh, we're so awesome, we should lead the ACC. You can't even beat Georgia Tech and Boston College. They're like two of your easiest games on your whole schedule, and you're like, but you're so entitled to being like, oh, we deserve it. We should go. You can't even beat Georgia Tech and Boston College. What are we doing here? Shut up. Honestly, I loved it. I know for the ACC, they want Florida State to win those games, right? I was pulling for Georgia Tech and Boston College so hard because I was like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of you guys being the boy who cried wolf, go figure, for NC State fans. It's like just you cannot get out of this contract because you signed it. And just because the landscape of college football across the country has changed doesn't make this contract any different. Yeah, okay, you did go 13-0 last season. That is awesome. But that's one season since however many years it's been since you I know you won the national title in 2013, I think is what it was. But you're not beating these really great teams right now. And it's so annoying to me how entitled they come across as a program that I'm so glad they lost. I love the fact they're 0-2. And again, going back to the fact that they end their ACC schedule, like the last game of the season November, is UNC, November 3rd or something, November 5th.
Yeah.
They're already 0-2 in the hole. Yeah. They might lose to Memphis next weekend. I mean,
Macon, you better be careful. It might storm on you tomorrow because my dad was a big Florida State fan.
I'm just saying. But I'm like, golly, just stop being like, get me out of here, pounding the table like a big baby, and you can't even beat Georgia Tech.
Dad is not thrilled with this conversation right now.
Sorry, Dad.
Well, it's funny. If you're suing the ACC right now, you've not won a game. You're 0-3.
Just saying. Now, I love
it's rigged.
I love Children's. What really grinds my gears, which is that this is the year we don't get FSU. Of course, when they're good, but then the one year that they're garbage, and which also too, I kept receipts. But I love how there was all these lists before the season of Mike Norvell being a top 15 coach in the country, baby. He is the second best coach in the ACC. Dabo Swinney,
I got the same
one.
thing. I'm like, come on, give me a break.
And I'm telling you right now, Dabo Swinney and Mike Norvell, I'm putting them in a tier with Dave Dorn. I'm putting them in a tier with a couple other.
Dabo Swinney's won national title.
You can't put Dabo in.
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
You can do whatever.
I'm doing it.
He is the host. And he can mute my microphone at any point.
You know what? Because again, he refuses to adapt. He refuses to adapt.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on the Layton. Like he was like again,
got to adapt.
4 teams in the country that didn't take a transfer. Him, Air Force, Navy, Army, and Clemson. That is, and he said transfers weren't good enough to play at Clemson.
Yep,
I mean, what happens next year when he takes transfers? Is he gonna? I hope a reporter revisits those comments with him. So,
how good of a job? How good of a job did he do developing DJ Uyunglele? How good of a job has he done developing Kate Klubnik?
Yeah, but they actually won an ACC championship with DJ.
Well, I wouldn't say okay, he was on the field, but I mean, he wasn't a reason why they won. That's for sure. No, dude.
I mean, he still got him there. I mean, DJ played in games that
he
year.
was a part of them getting there. He did not get them there.
I didn't say he got him there.
I saw the Layton's point. I saw somebody make a joke that the downfall of Florida State going from Jordan Travis to DG Uyunglele is as big of a downfall as Clemson going from Deshaun Watson to Trevor Lawrence to DG Uyunglele.
Well, and if you think about it, in that season, if I'm not mistaken, that was the year where they lost to South Carolina in the last regular season game, and they fumbled a punt and fumbled a kickoff or something to that effect. I don't remember. I just remember listening to that game. You win that game, you're in the college football playoff with DJU.
Well, and also too, because I'm sitting here saying to Dabo, I'm sitting here saying, dude, between DJ and Cade, why are you refusing so hard to accept? Guess what? It's just not working, man. It's not working. Like, why are you still like, just accept it? All right. It's not worked. Move on. Find somebody else that will work.
Who was the NFL player that just came out over the weekend that said they had too many white dudes?
Like I saw that. Oh my God.
Roddy White.
Roddy White.
He probably was sponsored by Coca-Cola. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. But I was like, that's a little too far. I mean, whether you're right or wrong, a little too far. I still think the funniest clip I've ever seen on the internet was the Jeopardy thing with Dabo. And they're talking about the transfer portal, and they superimposed him in, and no one answered the question. He's just standing there.
Oh yeah. What is he like?
It's like one of the funniest
never heard of
videos.
this.
What is a way to acquire better talent?
Yeah. But I don't know. He's got to adapt one way or the other, whether it's NIL or the portal. It's obvious at this point, but I guess really is how many more years of goodwill does he have left? Because it's not about what you've done for me, 4 or 5 years ago. It's what have you done for me lately?
Well, because now I mean, they're now an intriguing enough destination where, as much as it would be that would be a crazy move to move on from Dabo Swinney, a crazy move. But at the end of the day, if they did decide to do it, there's enough big time coaches that out there that would be interested in that gig, because they know that, listen, he couldn't do a transfer portal, but I can, and that's all that's going to take. That's really all that's standing in the way of Dabo Swinney competing for national.
I bet you next year Dabo Swinney goes transfer portal and he eats his words. And
I think he's going to be forced to. Like, think about when you see these coaches having to make moves on offensive, defensive coordinators. Like, they may not want to make the move, but their hand is being forced. It would not surprise me if his hand's going to be forced. Now, at that point, it's up to him what he wants to do. Right? Is he going to stand on his morals, or is he going to
he's always done,
or is he going to catch that check?
Yeah, and he's always been a man to stand on his morals for sure. So I honestly would not be surprised if honestly the boosters come to him and say you need to go to the transfer portal, and he says, nope, I'm not doing that.
I think he's got like 2
he'll change his attitude.
Yeah, I think we thought they were so bad. Like, we're talking Clemson now. I don't even want to.
I know they still had 10 wins, right?
It's 9-9 season, right? And they're so bad. So I think if he goes,
the standard is the standard, right? If we're going to steal our own phrase, the standard is the standard. That's
but you know what? State is going to beat Tennessee this weekend.
Period.
Right. Amen.
It starts this weekend. I mean, here's the other thing. Just, do we have a Heisman push for KC?
Got to.
He puts if he has a big game. 3 touchdowns,
absolutely.
Then it becomes do we start having this little is there anybody else in the country playing better than him at a skill position right now? So
did you see when he was getting taped up did anyone see the video of him when
he called it 3
touchdowns? He's like, how many you got and you did not? He goes 3. I was like, man, called a shot.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sick.
Called his shot.
And he almost didn't get
receiver. He was the 3-star receiver, guys. Like
that's what blows me, is thinking about just how freaking good.
Sorry, your point, Michael, you say he almost didn't get it.
He almost didn't get, because I think he scored on that drive where Joe Lee's touchdown got called back, right?
And he would have had 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. Yeah, I know. I know.
Funny how things work out.
It's funny how they work. Yeah.
But again, to your point, right? We were talking about it earlier. Did he get too many touches? Like that, those don't happen if you don't get called for that penalty.
Can I add a thing? We're here going for the game next weekend or this upcoming weekend with Tennessee. What's the matchup you're looking forward to the most? Because I have mine, and I'm curious what you guys' favorite matchup's going to be.
You say looking forward to, or
going to the Tennessee game. Which matchup are you looking forward to the most? Like we talked about
player
our offensive line against James Pierce.
No,
is it
looking forward to that?
Just a QB versus QB outdueling each other? Is it like for me? I'll give you mine. Mine is our secondary versus Nico, essentially. Like I think they're talking about how their offense is really strong and he's a really good quarterback throwing the ball, and we've heard really good things about the secondary already, and we've got a really strong one for the most part. So that's going to be, I think, a really fun matchup to watch, in my opinion. Yeah. So
this needs to be Aiden White.
Offense for start defense.
The one thing you didn't see Nico against UT Chattanooga is he didn't really run the ball, right? Because there wasn't a need to. So when a play breaks down, what is he going to do, right? Is he? Are we going to maintain integrity, assignments, gap, all that stuff, assignment football? Or is he going to run wild? Because, again, we talked about it earlier. Gonzalez had a couple of scrambles where, we had our backs turned to him and he broke off a couple. I don't know what – I'm going to try to look it up real quick, but you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I mean, one of those, the biggest one was a missed tackle by Jalen Parker, which, just – I mean, I'm not hating on Jalen Parker, but then they –
second string for a reason, right?
Right.
But as a team, we only had 6 missed tackles. So that was, really good for a week one. As
it's development for him, right? Hey, live game, you did this wrong. Fix it next time.
Yep, need to make that tackle, especially against Gonzalez. You're gonna face much tougher.
So similarly to Brian's comment here, UT wants to run the ball. They have their highest graded player from their game against Chattanooga is their running back Dylan Sampson.
We usually are strong against the straight up run.
Yes,
and he's a guy. I'm gonna go look at the stats, but I don't think he played the whole game.
And that's fine. Like if Tennessee wants to run ball, I think we'll take that all day.
Yeah, especially if it's not from the quarterback. On scrambles. Gonzalez had 6 for 75. No, his longest was 50. So if you take that away, it was 5 for 25. So that looks a lot more manageable. 5 yards. 5 yards a clip is still good though.
Dylan Sampson essentially had this. He had 12 carries, 124. Again, it's Chattanooga. 12 carries, 124 yards. He averaged a first down, and 3 touchdowns. And he was their highest graded player. For reference, Jordan Waters had 20 carries for, I think, 123 and 2 touchdowns. So Dylan Sampson was more efficient. Not to say Waters wasn't efficient, because I think Waters was at 6 something yards a carry.
6.2. Yeah, 6.2.
Yeah. So Nico, the quarterback, Sampson at running back. I don't know who their skill guys really are, but those are the two I'd be watching. I think they're going to lean on those guys. Now, the couple guys I think of defensively, I mentioned James Pierce, who may be the number 1 draft pick this upcoming season. I don't know who the other big time players are, but I thought it was interesting. Well, just to kind of tease the preview we did with Tennessee folks, you mentioned Layton. They did say their weakest position involves a walk-on. I won't tell you what position that is, but you can listen to that. So, that'll be interesting to me. I think our passing game will be good, but I really think the game's going to be won running the ball, personally. I think that's going to be how it's going to be won. I think it's going to be getting creative. I think State I think that's going to define the pace of the game, but I think State is going to try to expose the secondary, and I think they are going to try to expose our front 6.
Yep. Have you ever seen a team where they had 14 guys catch a pass? I've never seen that. That's what Tennessee had.
Tennessee did.
Oh, yeah, wow. Tennessee had 14 dudes catch a pass.
One of those guys, Nathan Leacock.
It was. He had 1 for 13. Looks like Dante Thornton Jr. is their dude. He had 3 for 105.
And 2 touchdowns.
Oh, they had how many guys? They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys run the ball.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They literally emptied the bench. I mean, if you had pads on, you ended up on the field that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question real quick too. We'll go back to State. Do you guys like KC returning punts?
Let us know in the chat. Let us know in chat. Do you like KC returning punts, or would you have
They came in for a punt? Yeah,
I liked it early in the game. Where
I think some of these
you can put.
Good.
I liked it early in the game where you could be a little more loose with it.
Yeah.
I thought when you saw it get down to crunch time in the second half, you had Jalen Coit back there. I know he caught at least 2. Didn't return any. He just went back there and got a fair catch. I liked it where when KC caught the ball, he put his foot in the ground and got upfield. Like he didn't even
20 yards
around 20 yards.
Yeah.
So
here's my one problem with it is does it put KC in a situation where it could be an easy cheap shot opportunity?
A little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like about it. Like, if Jalen Coit is so good at it last season,
he's solid.
He's not
really good.
Maybe not the athlete that KC is, or I think Hollywood Smothers with kick return, but he's I think it's his to lose, but I also understand where the state's coming from. We want to win the game.
You have your best player. Give him another touch.
And I think it depends on where the ball is, right? If they're trying to pin you deep, then you send Jalen Coit back there to just catch the ball. But I think when they did put KC in, it was we had pinned them. They were right. They were kicking from their end of the field.
Yeah, because I think he caught it like around like the 30-35 yard line somewhere.
I want to see Paylor's speed. I want to see him back there receiving.
Yeah. Well,
I want to see that on the field.
So here's where it gets interesting with Paylor, right? Because he's already made 1 appearance, so he only has 3 more. So where do you want to see him so you keep that red shirt? Because I think ultimately you want that red shirt to stay on him. So you've got a little bit of wiggle room. Is this a game where as a true freshman, is he going to make an impact?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think you're playing this game. I think you save him for like Northern Illinois. Save him for some of these other games. Honestly, I mean, because you would think, yes, exactly, developmental.
Yep, agreed.
And if he really blows up for some reason, okay, great. But I'm going to add here. So modern professionals. So you actually the Tennessee secondary comment. I think you're replying to Brian there. They were the ones on the podcast. Just listen to the podcast. I don't think Brian's too far off there. So that was actually not something that I think we're just saying. I think that's what other folks did. So, but I really think this there's some potential here for state to really a few different things go a different direction. It could be better. I'm just the way we weren't able to get push running the ball, although Jordan Waters did get over 6 yards a carry, is a little concerning to me. So
here's the thing, honestly, I love about this game. I think that honestly, for so many guys on this team, to quote the famous Philip Danford, this is necessarily the most family friendly comment, but I think
Are you going to use my quote?
It's nut check time, man. Like, a little bit, for a lot of guys, I think for offensive line, like, listen, like, Tim McKay, you're, a proven veteran. It's nut check time. You're like, Anthony Belton, you're supposed to be a first team.
Belton versus Pierce, right?
First round.
I think AB will hold his own.
Peak versus Pierce. I don't know who is which one getting Pierce, but
let me finish. Listen, a couple more. Aiden White, nut check time, my man. Did not have a great game, but you did not have a good game, West Carolina. We know what you can do. Go out there and prove them. You know what I mean? Shut them down. Davin Van, you had a solid game for sure, but it's time to get a little bit of pressure on Nico, because that's the biggest thing is that people are talking all about Nico and how he's better than some quarterbacks in recent Tennessee history. Well, guess what? He has not thrown one football yet with any kind of pressure on him whatsoever.
I mean, I hear they saying he's better than Peyton Manning.
I mean,
no one is saying that.
So guess what? Go get pressure on him. Go ahead, Greg.
I think for me is, can our offensive line hold up and give Grayson McCall time to throw downfield and let those routes develop? Can you block with what you have, or are you going to have to chip, right? Whether that's an extra tight end that stays in, whether that's a running back, can you handle them straight up 1-for-1, or even if you double team like a Pierce or whoever? To me, that's going to be what wins or loses this game, in my opinion. I think we've already seen with our skill position, we can put up numbers. Will he have time?
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep. I think that's.
It's
all going to come down to the trenches. It's all going to come down to the trenches. Again, totally, spoil alert here a little bit for the preview. But again, just like Greg said, can we give time and can we get pressure on Nico? That's really the two questions here.
Yeah, we did about the line structure, though. I will say, though, because of what the comments we heard from the other guys, I really think maybe this could be a Noah Rogers, KC national showcase kind of thing. I think they could really, you could maybe see the depth of target for those guys be pretty, 15 to 20 range.
Yeah, agreed.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they try to expose some of the secondary in the run game too. I have no idea, but it'll be
I think Joe Lee's going to juke another defender. I'm calling that.
Yeah. No,
that was probably the prettiest play that I've seen.
I definitely see a game where Joe Lee goes over 100, gets a touchdown or two. I think that's where then, if that's a, I don't bet, but if that's a, I don't even know what you call, I don't bet.
Prop.
A prop. Thank you. If that's a prop out there, I'm going over all day. If you're giving me Joe Lee 5 catches, 75 yards, I'm taking the over. If you give me a touchdown on top of that, I'm going over as well. I think he's in. I think he showed what he had against a crappy offense. With a crappy offense last year, and I don't know how much Tennessee's defense is going to change. So again, who are you going to take? You're going to take KC. You're going to take Joe Lee. Like go, and that's what I think Anai does so great too. He finds the mismatch on the defense and exploits the what out of it. And I feel like that's going to happen on Saturday night.
And even more too, Jordan Waters, I need you, my guy, because
I need you trucking people.
The 4th down attempts were embarrassing. Listen, man, on that one 4th down specifically, man, I need you to stiff arm that guy into next week and get around, man.
To me, that wasn't all on Waters though. Like he had to bounce because they were blowing up the play.
Agreed.
And the guy made a play, and the Western guy made a tackle in open space.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm saying, Jordan,
you're not wrong though. I get it.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I mean, again, Matt McCabe, huge struggle bus for sure against Western Carolina, no doubt about it. Missed a block, 100%. So, but and again, yes, offensive line again, a lot of pressure came onto Jordan Waters when again, I mean, yeah, the holes weren't there for sure in offensive line, but again, from a 2J led offensive line, I'm expecting a big bounce back here against Tennessee.
I would love to go. I haven't had a chance to see what Philip charted. I would like to see how we did on second down runs. I feel like we made a lot of business on second down runs.
Yeah. I know they said in the 4th quarter that State did not have a 3rd down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we definitely ran better on 3rd downs than we did 4th downs. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that was awful.
But again, you don't want to put yourself. That's the other thing too, right? Stay ahead of the stick. Stay ahead of the situation.
Which
don't put yourself in predicaments.
And speaking of 4th downs, also too. Also another thing, which just like I tweeted about it last night, but dude, because we're talking about Mike Norvell being overhyped. That 4th down call going for it in the 2nd quarter on your own side of the field in a 1-possession game, like
desperate.
Like I'm telling you, like I'm really serious at that Mario Cristobal decision of running the ball, because I mean he didn't know that that it wasn't going to work, but going for it on 4th and 5 on your own side of the field in the 2nd quarter on a 1-possession game.
Quarter? I thought it was in the 3rd quarter. I thought it was in the 3rd quarter.
Or was it?
I thought it was in the 3rd quarter.
All right, they did go for it, I think, in the 3rd, but it was like, you guys are like.
We might be talking 2 different ones.
I think there was 2 different times.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was sitting there like, bro, holy smokes, that was a terrible decision.
Well,
but
yeah, anyway. They were desperate because they were. I don't
even know. Is that when they threw the interception and it was like a pick and they ran it back and it's almost a touchdown?
I think we're getting mixed up a little bit, but either way.
I mean, how many possessions did Florida State have last night? It was probably less than 8.
I mean, they only had the.
I can tell you at one point.
In the 1st quarter.
Oh, I took a screenshot of it. Hold on, let's see if I can pull it up. At halftime, it was bad. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. So at halftime, I think
I could probably pull it up. How many times
this is correct. Okay, this is at least close to halftime. So Boston College is bad. I don't think this is halftime. I think it's like most of the way through the 2nd quarter. So Boston College had 9 first downs to Florida State's 0.
Yeah.
6 of 7 3rd down efficiency to Florida State's 0 for 2. So total yards, Boston College had 100 at this point. At some point, Boston College had 185 total yards to Florida State's 8.
Dang.
102 passing yards to Florida State's 5, 83 to Florida State's 3.
Dang.
Time of possession, at one point, let me just tell you, 20 minutes into the game, so it would have been most of the way to the second quarter. Boston College had the ball 17 and a half minutes. Florida State had it at 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was insane.
Wow. So, I mean, is Florida State even going to make a bowl game? That's a legitimate question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a legitimate question. Their schedule's not easy, man. They still got to face Florida, which, I know Florida's not great, but they still, they're formidable. They're still have to face Miami. Like, I have to,
Oh, Miami looked good.
Yeah. But anyway, but Benjamin's saying breaking news, Jacob Smith tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw it
Out
on
for the
Twitter.
season. Somebody said on a post that he came back in and won the game even with the torn ACL. So,
Wow.
He went full Phillip Rivers.
Right.
Full
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers. I love it. I love the grit. I love that grit. So here, Michael and Ken's, you guys weren't able to be on the preview, but Ken's, what's your score prediction for this game? 100-0 NC State, right? But no,
Pack by
really, though?
90. Like DJ Burns said, pack by 90.
That's right.
It's the DJ Burns Revenge Bowl.
Right.
But Ken's, what's your score prediction? Realistically.
She said it. Okay, fine.
That is realistic. That is
100.
realistic.
Okay, fine. State's
Fine,
going
nine,
to
I
hold
would say 38-28 us.
38-28 us. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That
Michael?
number isn't far off.
Yeah. I've predicted this one to be a loss the whole off
72
season.
to 12. State.
Not that bad. No.
Let us know in the comments. What's y'all score predictions? Let us know in the comments, y'all. I want to see all kinds of score predictions. Go for it.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Michael.
I go like 35-28 Tennessee.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I really do think, honestly, the over under of 60.5, that's a very solid over under, because I really do think that's where it's going to be. But also, too, that's also a lot of points to get to, too, as well. So
It's a lot of scoring. It's a
that's
lot of
scoring.
scoring.
That's 15 points a quarter. That's over 2 touchdowns a quarter. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
48. Jesus, Benjamin.
48-37.
I mean, that would be impressive if we scored 48.
Was that's 6 touchdowns and 2 field goals? Oh, God.
Honestly,
Or
yeah.
7 touchdowns.
That's a lot of
I'm all
possession.
for it.
Percentage point.
I
That's a lot
think
of possession.
if we win, it will have to be high scoring.
Man, honestly,
I think-
I would hate that score because that tells me there's no defense.
Yeah. Well, that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying
care.
is that,
I mean, that's
like,
a track meet.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
care. As long as we win.
I don't care.
I'm fully. I'm.
Give me the
I'm.
W.
And no
I'm-
one gets injured. I want no injuries, and I want to win. That's all. I'd take no injuries over us losing, honestly.
Yeah. No. I mean, Brian's comment saying UT's floor seems to be 31. Going to have to
31.
be north
They
of that.
yeah.
35,
just
34
looking at-
State.
They have been shut down before. Like just looking at their losses last year, I think. You can't even compare it to Georgia, but against Missouri, Missouri's, I think we're relatively close to Missouri. They only scored 7 points against Missouri last year.
So put up Nick's comment right there. So the last comment he had, we have to score big to win this game. Really, if you think about it, really.
Yeah.
So, to Greg's point, and I mentioned earlier.
I'm sorry, what was
State
that you
put
said?
up
What was
to
that?
Greg Haas the legs point.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Did I articulate that correctly, Greg?
I mean, we'll take it. We'll take
Okay.
it. Please, sir. Please.
The State put up a quiet, and I think I said this part, but the quiet 500 plus yards of offense.
Right.
And they scored 38 points. And we're talking about how inaccurate and how off the offense
65%
was, right?
completion. Yeah.
That's a great point.
They were off, and they put up
the running
500 yards
game was
offense at
off.
38 points. So it's like,
Yeah.
they could have put up, 50-some, 60-some points like
They
Louisville
could have
did.
put up CFB 25 numbers.
Right. And
True.
I don't think they put up 38 points against them. It might, maybe what State is going to do is somewhere right about where they scored, right? Because they had an off night against an inferior opponent, and now they're having an on night with a better opponent. Maybe it's going to be somewhere right around 38 points.
Like you said, making in the recording, that would be so NC State.
It would be.
I mean,
I said it'd be
it
NC State to win, and it'd be NC State to get blown out. I mean, that's State. So
True.
But it's not going to happen, right, Mackenzie? It's not going to happen.
It would be NC State to get blown out against like Louisiana Tech. Like that's more NC State.
Sure.
Hey,
Take this dude out of here.
I know. We got a Tennessee fan in the chat.
We're gonna need to
y'all.
go ahead and screenshot.
Hey, Ball
that.
Fan
already-
2024.
look,
We just did a
what grinds my
podcast.
gears.
We
I
did
need
a
a what grinds
podcast
my
with
gears.
Grind our gears. Other fans coming on your chat, they can do that.
No,
I love it.
Really grinds my gears.
freaking Tennessee fans. Some of them are nasty. Some of them are nasty as hell.
Well, we got them too,
Disgusting human
Kens. We have
beings.
them too.
Have you seen under my tweet? We
Well,
do not have those.
People just naturally hate you for whatever reason. Like I don't even know.
No, I'm not talking
No,
about
I'm not.
hating. I'm talking about disgusting.
Okay, I'll
Dirty
have to.
people.
I'll have to go look.
No, it was wrong. I saw it.
It's
saw it?
disgusting.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
hope we actually
again,
annihilate them on Saturday.
I hope you
I
gag
think
on
this is a good
Mayo.
way to wrap up the show, Layton.
yeah.
That just
No,
pisses me off. And I used to love Tennessee. They used to be my second favorite team. Hell no. Go Kentucky.
Not Florida State, not Dad's Florida State team. Oh my
No,
goodness.
hell no. I was never.
Go Memphis, right?
Yeah.
No.
Vol fan 2024. Best of luck to you the rest of the
Game's over
season.
by halftime.
We
All
hope
right,
you-
go.
we hope you go 11
enjoy your
and
night.
Yes. No. This game is over by halftime.
I
Okay.
never take people seriously that don't have their own face as their profile picture.
I mean, that's fair. But this is YouTube though. It's
That
not- it's
is
not- it's
probably
not-
his
I mean,
face.
Yeah.
my
A
my
ball
face
fan, no,
is
it's not.
on. I'm not
I was
saying
about to say, no, that's a football player. That's
Oh man, we got another
Yeah.
one. Go Balls.
Let's
We got
go.
another
Let's
one. I love it. I love it. That's cool. Hey, listen, we're glad to have you
Good
all.
luck to you,
Hey,
boys.
listen,
Good luck to your boys.
Good luck to y'all. Absolutely. No. Hey,
hell
listen.
no.
Hey, listen.
No, bad luck.
What?
Good luck to you guys.
No. Hey.
Y'all are too nice.
I'm saying
best of luck. We're gonna need it.
that was sarcastic, Kens. You'll
Oh,
learn that when you get older.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not beating now.
I was like, good luck to you boys. Like,
Yeah. And I Scotty Mick, I think that might be another Tennessee fan saying, I don't think y'all understand what's about to happen to you.
You
I mean-
tell you what, I hope I have so many bookmarks for Tennessee fans. I cannot wait for us to beat them on Saturday.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
about to be the biggest BITCH you've ever seen in your life.
Woo!
I
Jenkins.
cannot wait.
Oh,
Oh
all
my
right.
god, they
Just
make
going,
me so
let's get a
mad.
little too much, okay?
Hey,
Called
remember,
by
Kens,
30.
then day you represent Tuffy Talk. So
I know that's why I didn't say it.
but so
I
you're,
get it.
no, I get it. Tennessee fans can't spell. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it.
say it.
So
And I'm not gonna
yeah.
say anything mean. I'm just gonna be like, you thought. I have so many bookmarks.
See, look,
right now on Twitter.
Kens, say you're sorry. Look at Vol fan. I like NC State's program though. I'm just
I'm
talking
not.
shit. Good
I'm
luck
not
to y'all.
talking about this fan specifically, but some of y'all are dirty.
Yeah, no.
Period.
But hey, so do State
Look,
fans.
we have all the
ours too.
receipts. We'll pull them up after the game.
Well, and because again, the last thing which I'll say to wrap this up is a lot more pressure in this game than Tennessee, right? I mean, I think to win this game than for us. I think that's because again, Tennessee has much bigger fish to fry the rest of the season. We have 1.5 big fish to fry the rest of the season.
Look, we talked about it
So,
on the recording. Like, are these Tennessee fans? And we only have a very small sample size.
Yeah.
Are they going to be overinflated because they beat the crap out of UT Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Like,
we'll see.
is it a false sense of security? I don't know. But
Mhm.
guess what? That's the beauty of it. We're gonna find out Saturday night.
That's right.
Oh,
No.
but also everybody on the 6th, Scotty Mercury is coming out with an NC State version of one of his hits.
Yeah.
Have that playing at your tailgate on Saturday
Mhm.
because Tennessee fans are going to be playing Morgan Wallen.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
have
yeah.
that Scotty Mercury.
Oh, so we're
blaring.
gonna play real country music, is what you're saying?
Exactly.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Chasing saying, "Hey, we sort of gave you DJ
Good
Burns."
point.
You're
You know,
right.
honestly,
I apologize.
chasing-
I mean,
is
you
allowed
didn't
in
sort
the
of give
chat.
us. He just said the hell with you, and he came here. Yeah, but
That's
you beat us last year, but we made it to the Final Four, so
That's a great point. No, Chasing, we appreciate that as well, for sure. We definitely
Honestly,
appreciate that.
I won't tell you what he told me about Barnes. We can't have
Yeah.
that conversation here either.
No. But anyway, y'all, again, it's gonna be so awesome. Looking forward to it. This game is gonna be, I think, just an awesome one for sure. And I really hope that it's gonna be a
hope it's
barn burner,
competitive.
or at the very least,
Yeah.
maybe go win the game. NC State by 90.
10 to
I'm
3.
here for it. Yeah,
Period.
exactly. So Wolfpack Nation, this has been awesome. Really do appreciate y'all for sure. Make sure again, stay tuned, y'all, for our preview and State versus Tennessee preview, which will come out on Thursday at 4:00. So make sure you do not miss out on it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, y'all, for sure. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. We want to get there by the end of this year. So do us a big favor, hit that subscribe button.
Sign up.
Exactly. Hit that notification bell as well, so you're notified, so that way you do not miss out on that preview, which is going to be awesome, to say the least. And again, y'all, if you also too are excited about this game, hit that like button as well, as it really helps us a lot. But also too, again, any score predictions that you have, put them in the chat as well. We want to see all those score predictions. Put them in the comment section. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to us, do us a big favor as well and leave us a 5-star review. Really appreciate that. And also, again, y'all, make sure you go check out our amazing sponsors as well at Coney Gold, y'all. Go click that link in the description. Use that coupon code Tuffy Talk to get 15% off your entire order, y'all. Go check it out. Exactly. No, exactly. Go to Coney Gold, y'all. To get, make sure you go and check that out again. Coupon code Tuffy Talk, 15% off. Chasing 777. All the Tennessee fans, good luck to y'all. We wish you all the best outside of on Saturday. And again, y'all, we're so excited. Give us a follow, Tuffy Talk, now on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, y'all. And we'll see y'all soon. And hey, let's go beat Tennessee and go 2-0. Go Pack, y'all.